And it was one of the best things I could have ever done for my business. It was an absolute game changer. Never forget the relief I felt. I'm talking about, I was so busy, I didn't even have time to take an extra breath. All right. So today is Thursday, December 4th, coming up on 7:20 a.m. Central Time. We just left the Wayfair dock. Of course, if you're new here, my name is Robert Rayner. I left my full-time mechanical engineering job to go and scale my final mile white glove trucking business. I ended up growing to 20 trucks, and now I'm starting over, redoing and rebuilding the business from scratch with new systems, better processes, and documenting the entire process along the way. So if you've been keeping up with the channel, of course, you know we just jumped off at the Wayfair dock. We do indeed still have our Lowe's account up and running. Yesterday was our first day running 2 trucks. It was pretty smooth. Got to learn the ropes with Wayfair, and this is a smooth day. As far as scope of work goes, a lot of drop off. There was some white glove assembly, but all you're doing, I can't make it up. We ran the whole route with a box cutter. Like, it's just that, if that tells you exactly, that tells you everything you need to know. We ran the whole route with just a box cutter. That's all we needed for tools. Outside of that, we did, like I said, I was in the truck yesterday because my driver that I had lined up needed off for his son. And so I ran the route yesterday, and it was good for me too to learn the system, learn the ropes. So if the guys have any questions or any issues, they can call me, which, like I said, is not usually a requirement, but it does help when you are growing and scaling a business, knowing the ins and outs of how that business operates. So just little stuff like the not at home procedure, how to use the tablet that Wayfair provides, and calling dispatch, just walking through the process definitely does help knowing how that stuff works and the issues that come up on the route. But yeah, we did have the other team run at Lowe's. So we had 2 trucks, the Lowe's account. Those guys did have a heck of a day. And like I said, I vet guys as best I can. I even ran a few days with them. There was no reason they should have the hiccups they had. Ended up running out of diesel exhaust fluid. And of course, I'm going to address some of the stuff just because obviously it can't happen again. And after working with me and vetting them, it shouldn't happen in the first place. But I don't know if it's with me being in the truck, they lean on me to problem solve, troubleshoot, figure stuff out. But again, like I said, if you have experience in this work, some of the issues that came up yesterday are some that I wouldn't have expected to ever come up from people who have experience in this industry and doing this type of work. So gonna address that, nip it in the bud today, because that's just what's required. It's just what's required. And like I said too, I run a tight ship. I like my business to be tight and smooth running, smooth sailing. I don't even care too much about necessarily what happened yesterday. I want to know what we're going to do different going forward so this doesn't happen again. I'm fine with problems coming up and arising. That's going to happen. But to have the same issues coming up and arising is not what I'm a fan of. So I'm going to call today, check in and see what happened. But yeah, that's the latest. And so we are today running 2 trucks, and I'm not either one of them. And this is the business growing and scaling. It's really great to get to this point, and blessed to be able to get to this point, because when you're getting stuff started, it's hard to see it. It's really hard to see this point when you're getting the business started, but it is very doable and it will come. Of course, getting to this point, some of the stuff that I don't show and share in the videos is going to sleep at 11 p.m. because I'm up moving trucks from one dock to another dock, preparing for the next day. I am getting up at 4 a.m. to catch up on work and emails and stuff before we load up the truck at 5:30 a.m. And that's just the kind of stuff that comes with it. But you have to go all in. You got to go all in. When you commit to something, those were 3 words. I can't remember if I read them in a blog or on some post, but I just remember reading this article, and those 3 words really, really did it for me. And it was go all in. But it wasn't just hearing that and thinking it. It was legitimately adopting those words of going all in. And so I took it to heart. go all in. Like, no matter what needs to get done, how soon is it gonna, getting it knocked out with no questions asked. Oh, it's cold, I don't feel like moving the truck today. No, none of that. Oh, I'm tired. Tired? You got another thing coming. But, and that's just kind of what I had to get my mindset back into. Go all in. Zone everything out. I ended up calling off a meeting yesterday regarding some government contract stuff. And it was just a reminder though of, I could have sat the truck yesterday and not ran, and went to that meeting, or I can cancel that meeting and hop on this truck and get this route ran. And so that's what I did. But it's just a matter of going all in and not giving yourself any excuses to not do it and do anything else otherwise. And again, though, to see where it's at, and we're really just getting started. Because I just submitted the insurance down payment probably like a month and a half ago. And now we're at 2 trucks going on 3. I just had a meeting with my assistant regarding recruiting and getting all that stuff going so that I'm no longer even doing that. Because I set my back end up as if I'm in the truck every day. If you're in your truck every single day and you're training guys or you're running routes, you have to get someone to handle the stuff on the back side. And I actually just talked about this in my VIP coaching call last night. I had a coaching call with some of my VIP members in the school community. Be sure to hit the link in the description if you're interested. But I had a call yesterday, and one of the guys he's in his truck and he's falling behind on recruiting. And you get stuck in this never-ending cycle of you're stuck in the truck and you need to hire a driver, but you can't hire a driver because you're stuck in the truck. And so it's this never-ending cycle of being stuck in your business and you can't grow and scale it. And so I end up putting him on to a virtual administrative agency where you pay them $8 an hour, tell them exactly what you need done, and they'll get it done. While you're running your route in the truck, you get your assistant to knock out everything that you can't do on the back end, on the laptop, and at the desk. And of course, eventually, that will open you up to where you're not in the truck because you're able to hire the driver. Now you've got your back end recruiting taken care of, and you've got your truck covered. You're sitting at home figuring out how to grow and scale the business. That's how this thing works. That's how it works. And that's what I'm doing right now. If you don't believe me, you're seeing it. You're seeing it get done. And again, I'm just enjoying the process. I have fell in love with this process of seeing this business go from a phone and a laptop to an entity to a business. We have our first settlement from Spirit Logistics actually coming in tomorrow. And that's when it gets real. Once the money starts hitting the bank account, that's when it gets very, very real and very serious that you have a business going. But again, being focused on creating a business and not a job. That's what we're all about. But you get to see, again, the power of the systems and process and how it really is the key to growing and scaling a business. The same stuff I teach and do, I apply to my coaching business. It's stuff that can be applied to any business. And that's the beautiful part about it. I just, like I said, got started in Final Mile White Glove. And so to anybody in the Final Mile White Glove industry, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome to the group. Welcome to the channel, because there's some very, very good stuff. And definitely appreciate the support. I appreciate all the support everybody's been giving regarding the YouTube channel. Because it does take a little bit extra to throw these videos up, but I always do these videos as if I'm talking to myself 6 years ago when I was first getting started. These are the things I want to know, these things I wish I would have known, and stuff I learned by getting knocks upside the head. So hopefully, if you listen to this video and watching this, I can save you some knocks upside the head. But yeah, you end up getting stuck in your business if you're in your truck. So if you're in your truck, whether you're running 1 truck, 3 trucks, 4 trucks, 5 trucks, if you're stuck in your truck, try your best to go and get some type of virtual administrative assistant. They could be anybody. It could even be your niece, nephew, your wife. Just get somebody who can handle that back end of stuff. or else you will get caught. You'll get caught being stuck in your truck. You'll be caught working late, very late hours trying to get caught up on stuff and have very early mornings. And you'll be stuck in your business. And I'm at that spot right now, but I already have my assistant lined up. 2, 3, 4, I think it was 4 years ago when I hired my first virtual administrative assistant. And it was one of the best things I could have ever done for my business. It was an absolute game changer. And I'll never forget the relief I felt. I'm talking about, I was so busy, I didn't even have time to take an extra breath between the amount of text messages, calls, running the route, problem solving, talking to guys. I was so busy and so swamped. It was an absolute game changer for my business. Stuff from running payroll to recruiting to onboarding to booking drug screens to booking DOT medical card appointments. It was just so much stuff that I was doing. And I was able to get to 4 to 5 trucks, of course, before hiring an assistant, but that was just due to the systems I had built. In order to get to that 5 to 10 is when you have to bring someone else in to now start running those systems and processes without you. So you can get far. And that was a saying too, I'll never forget. That saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's just another one that I'll just throw out there because it's true. When you actually listen to it and adopt it, you'll see your business shift. You will firsthand see your business shift. It will shift from a job to a business. And it's a great feeling. But the power of these systems and processes, and there's just little stuff along the way. Right now, I'm also tapping into knowing how to lead guys so that they look forward to coming to work. They do communicate with you and they can come to you with any issue and have any question. I let my guys know all the time. There are no dumb questions with me. And I'm really, really big on, again, being that boss that I would want to work for. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And that's how you end up getting guys who are committed to you, committed to the business. It comes with building a relationship. As long as they don't feel like, they're just working an in and out job. They actually have somebody who cares about them. It's just stuff like that. It goes such a long way. And it's not fake. You don't fake it. Like, I genuinely do want my guys to be successful. Their success is my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's the best way to put it. But I do believe too, when you help other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And that just comes with leadership. But yeah, so for today, all kind of stuff lined up because obviously we had a route yesterday, so I lost most of my day in the truck. So today we'll be catching up and just making sure my guys are good to go on the routes. We got payroll tonight, first settlement coming in from Spirit Logistics tomorrow. Have a meeting. Probably gonna have some meetings today. Just like I said, delegating tasks. Right now I'm just delegating tasks, figuring out those things that I do on a daily basis and delegating them. I already have a process set up. I just need somebody else to do it because I don't have time to do it. And if you're having a hard time too figuring out what those tasks are that you need to be delegating and stuff that you need to be doing yourself, very simple question to ask yourself is, what are those things that only I can do? What are those things that only I can do? And start writing those things down. First step to that really though is figuring out what all it is you do in a day. What all it is you do in a day. Just literally take a pen and a piece of paper out, and as you go through your day, write down every actionable thing that you actually do. If you don't have pen and paper, do it on your phone. Open your notes app and write down every actionable thing it is that you do in a day. And this is for people, like I said, if you're swamped in your business, super busy, you feel like you don't have time to do anything else, write down everything it is that you do in a day. And do it for 3, 4, 5 days, how many days you want. And from that list, ask yourself, what are the things that only I can do? Those are going to be high priority things. Those are the things you need to be focusing on. Everything else that does not fall into that category, you need to work on getting it off your plate and having someone else do it. And document it, make a video, write it out step by step, whatever you need to do to get somebody else to be able to do it the exact same way you do it, because you already have the process lined up, you already got the system. Now you need to plug someone into that system to run the process. But that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And like I said, that stuff can be applied to any business. I know, like I said, I have a focus on finding my white glove because that's the industry and business I'm in, but I'm also applying it to my coaching business as well. And that's it. That's it. I'm headed home now, like I said, to get this day started and get this day rolling. But that is it for today. Like I said, I'm going to call my teams at the Lowe's account because we do have, like I said, 2 trucks running right now, 2 separate teams, 2 different accounts, 2 different retailers, 1 Lowe's, 1 Wayfair, and just want everything to go smooth and start working on that 3rd truck. But that's the latest on the business. And all I have for the rant for today. Oh, I didn't even talk about everything that happened this morning on the dock at Wayfair. These 3PL companies and these retailers don't care about nothing else, which I understand. I know that entirely. I've been in this industry long enough. I understand they don't care anything. They don't care about anything else but getting their product delivered. And I get that. But and here's the situation. Let me catch up on the situation. Basically, we had this super heavy pallet on the dock at Wayfair, and we didn't have a pallet jack. I had a pallet jack at the dock. It got stolen. So be it, whatever. I left it at the dock. It's all up for grabs at that point. Okay, whatever. Wayfair, the retailer, has their own pallet jacks that we can use to load the truck, but we can't take it on the truck with us on the route. Okay, that's fine. There was one pallet jack on this dock that was a contractor pallet jack, but of course it doesn't work. So you're cranking it, and it doesn't rise at all. Our jog's messed up. And so I'm like, okay. Trying to figure out what exactly I need to do to get this thing delivered. Everybody in there, Wayfair and RLX people, are saying, just get on the truck, just get on the truck, just get on the truck. They don't realize this thing is probably like 600 or 700 pounds. Like, you have to use a pallet jack to get it off the truck. Which, of course, as the contractor, I'm thinking about my guys and my business. I'm thinking past just this dock. They, for whatever reason, can't see past that specific little bitty moment. And so that's what I'm trying to let them know too, is that if y'all want this delivered, you have to let me figure out how to get this done. And so, of course, I'm thinking that I'm sitting there brainstorming what can we do, and broke it down. I always break stuff down to the most simple, fundamental piece you can. We need to figure out how to get this pallet this pallet on this pallet jack that doesn't rise. So I ended up taking one of the pallet jacks that they said we could use to load the truck, raise it up, and put the broken one up under it, drop the pallet on top, put it on the truck. But of course, I didn't know I was going to do that going into it. I had to figure that out. But they're just rushing. Get in the truck, gotta go. I said, hold on, slow down. If y'all want this thing to get delivered, let me figure this out. So I slowed everything down and problem solved, got the pallet on the truck with the pallet jack so we can get the thing delivered. But see, it would have been an issue if we got to the customer's house and couldn't get it off the truck. But they can't see that far. For whatever reason, they can't see that far. But that was a little issue that happened this morning. We got it all resolved. But these companies, they're funny, man. They're funny. Be sure you take care of your business. Just as I'm about to wrap up on that last video, I had one of my guys was calling me and saying, I need to answer. If he texted me, saying I need to answer. Police was involved. So sure enough, I'm talking before we even got any. This dude, I need to let this breathe. I'm almost debating if I should even do a video right now. But we just had our first accident. Very, very minor one. Basically, truck mirrors slapped each other. Like I said, very minor one. Mirrors ended up bumping up, I guess, and slapping with another truck, and it turned out to be a fire truck. And so, of course, police involved and all that good stuff. But now I got to figure out what to do with this driver. Because this is the same driver from yesterday who ran out of diesel exhaust fluid. And he said he's good. He said he's never had any accidents or incidents with the truck. But for me, I can only go based off of what I am seeing. And I am seeing a very high risk driver. Your first day by yourself, you ran out of diesel exhaust fluid. There's also little stuff like in the delivery app between pictures and notes. Like there's just so much, but you know what? You gotta leave the expectation first. Which I feel like I have done. That's where my mind always goes. My thought process is, whenever something's not being done the way you want it to get done, look at yourself and ask, did you establish that foundation in the first place? Did I let him know, as far as notes and pictures for the delivery app, which I'm pretty sure we did go over, did I let him know the seriousness and consequences of truck accidents and how we just absolutely can't have them? I'm pretty sure I have. And again, that's the whole point of the onboarding presentation, which he did complete. So now it comes down to just what is going on? What is going on? But definitely seeing very high risk. Running out of DEF in the truck is like running out of fuel. But yeah, trying to figure out what to do with this driver now. And he did. He got in the insurance. That's what I'm saying. Like I saw his MVR, everything checked out. So that's what I'm just trying to decide, like, what in the world to do? What in the world do we do? You gotta make a decision, especially with me. It's already hard enough to find good drivers who can get on the insurance and pass all this stuff. But now he's proven to be high risk for the business. I'm like, what do I do? It's blowing my mind right now. It's blowing my mind right now. And I can't even say what I'm going to do right now because I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking. He's got a good track. And he's been such a good dude. Like, he's got the stuff you can't teach. Great communication. And instantly took accountability. Instantly took accountability. And you know what? Now that I am assessing the situation, we're going to talk about it. I've actually never had a driver take accountability like that. And that might just be what I needed to know. I've never had a driver, because I've had guys smack mirrors before in the past. What's different about this situation? He wasn't blaming it on the other truck. It was good. He took full accountability. Regardless of what the situation was, he took full accountability for it. And I think I can work with that. I think I can work with that. I am going to let him know, though. I am going to let him know if we have any more hiccups regarding the truck, diesel exhaust fluid, I mean, just anything. Straight up, if we have any more hiccups, and I mean delivery app, everything needs to be top notch, because these are the easiest routes. These are back of the store routes. I can't get work no easier. Can't get work no easier. Can't get work no easier. And so if he can't get this stuff figured out and do this stuff the right way, I don't know what else to do for him. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what to say. But I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna see if I can find this mirror, get this replacement, and then head out to him. All right, so I'm leaving my storage now, headed to go meet the team at the Lowe's where they're loading up at. And I'm thinking, just still thinking through this whole process. I think I'm so triggered because I've had guys bump mirrors in the past, like I said, and scarred from it. I had one guy who actually did it twice and then ended up getting into a major accident down the line. And so that's shame on me. But again, applying that now to this situation. But it's like we've done all the vetting and screening, which I guess this is just a part of it, though. It doesn't matter how much vetting and screening you do, you're still gonna have these issues. And you can't blame yourself. When you've done everything you can to prevent it's like, what else can you really do? Mistakes are going to happen. And that's something you have to be willing to accept too. Nobody's perfect. Mistakes are going to happen. But when you've done everything you can do to prevent stuff from happening and it still happens, you know, is it a simple mistake? I don't know. I got to process this one. All right. But I'm definitely about to have a talk with him. And I always like to have these tough conversations. I love having these tough conversations because this is how you get clarity too, though. The tough conversations always bring clarity on both sides. He knows what to expect from me. I know what to expect from him. But mostly, I love starting with the bad, finishing with the good. Like I said too, he started out rough, had a rough day yesterday. Now I have a rough day today. But did take full accountability. He has had some of the best communication I've seen out of any guys I've ever had. And he shows up on time. Like, all this stuff you can't teach. But damn, if we have one more hiccup, man, he's going to have to be a help. And I'm going to let him know that. We'll put it nicely. But we'll start with the good. Start with the bad, finish with the good. But I'm headed to the store now, meet these guys, see them off loadout, and process these thoughts and feelings and emotions along the way. So I can go when I arrive, be the best boss and the best leader that I can be. All right, so we just left the Hermitage store and put the mirrors on the truck. Thankfully, the fittings were just right. It was actually the exact mirrors that were needed. It was just swapping glass. I guess the glass that popped out on the top and bottom driver's side mirror. So I just popped it in and did that whole deal. We had a one-on-one conversation outside the truck, just addressing things, one-on-one, man to man. And it was a good conversation. I know he's beating himself up already about it. And so I try my best not to. I know I'm already hard on myself. I'm very hard on others. And so understanding that, just make sure he kind of felt the gravity of the situation. And we just can't have any more hiccups. He knew he needed to tighten up. He knew it. Second day on the job, second day on his own, and had that happen. But that's how it's going to go. And like I said, the only reason right now he is in that driver's seat is because he's got great qualities that I've not seen in a lot of, I can't say any drivers. I've had it in a handful. Out of the 300 to 500 some guys I probably employed over the last 6 years, he has some of the qualities that I have seen in enough. I can probably count on one hand how many guys I've seen with the kind of communication he's got and the accountability. Accountability is something a lot of people struggle with and don't have. But he took full accountability, knew that, it was going to come out his check for replacing the mirrors and stuff. But that is something, I'm not taking that for granted. I am not taking that for granted. Accountability is I love accountability, if you can't tell. I love it because it keeps everything square. It keeps me to the standard that I want to be at. So if I say I'm going to do something, I want people to hold me accountable. Call me out when I don't do it, because I take pride in doing what I say I'm going to do and being who I say I am. And so if I'm ever not, or again, you get any kind of glimpse or you feel like it, let me know. We can get it squared away. But again, to see that and recognize that in that driver was huge for me. So that's why I'm gonna give him another chance. And he already knew. He needed to tighten up. It's just I had to have that one-on-one to address it, because if I didn't, it would have seemed more like something really minor, and this whole thing would have got pushed up under the rug and not a big deal, when it is a very big deal. But that's the latest. And probably really it for this, unless something else comes up later today. I didn't get a chance to talk about, going back to the driver situation, I did get a chance to talk about the issues with the route yesterday regarding the delivery procedure and stuff. So I didn't want to throw too much on that one time. So I'll probably move that to the end of the day today after the route. Or I'm also gonna check the route for today, and if I see any issues on the route on the phone, obviously I'm gonna address it live. I couldn't yesterday because I was running my own route. And so I didn't catch up on everything until I got home late last night. I also had the coaching call, so it just ended up being a long day yesterday with the group coaching call right after my route and getting called up on work. But that's really it. Of course, if you enjoyed this video and are enjoying the journey, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to hit the link in the description. We'll get your business right, get you systemized and squared away. Peace.